Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. Today I'm playing with some things from Indigo Blue. Really absolutely love some of the things that Indigo Blue has. Let me show you what we're playing with. Says me. Can I find it? I had it out here a second because I've stamped it. Here we go. So this is, I had to get this, didn't I? Because it's called Jane and my name is Jane. It's a lovely rubber stamp of this really lovely, probably, I don't know, Victorian, could even be before then, but beautiful sort of just vintage, very vintage figure. However, I didn't want the hair and everything that went with it. So what I did was I stamped out and then I just cut the face out. So I've done a few of them. One of them I actually got right on the corner, but that's fine because we can stick it with something. And so, yeah, so I stamped it and I've literally just cut around here. So I've just got the shape. Then I've done another new thing that I got was angel wings. Absolutely love these. I think they're beautiful. So I've, again, I have just stamped and cut some of those out because I'm not sure what I'm going to use. And then I took from one of their other sets just a rose. So I've got a rose. You could use any flower you wanted. So they're all stamped and they've all been stamped for a little while. So I thought I would colour them and make a card using some of them, use a little bit of sort of distress stuff and things and just see how we go. We're starting the, you know, Christmas is now sort of over really, and we're now into that you know, between sort of Christmas and New Year time, and I start thinking of other things to do. So I've got my alcohol markers out. I'm just going to get my swatch so I can see the sort of colours that I want, and I'm just going to put these down here, and I'm going to take let's take this one. So I want to colour this one in, and I think I'm going to do some wings and things behind it as well to just add some sort of interest to it. So I'm just going to choose some blues in here. What have I got? That looks quite a nice sort of blue, doesn't it? I haven't even looked. I don't think I've got that swatch on there. 68. Oh yes, that's quite a dark one. That's fine. That's fine. That'll do. I just want to sort of have in here just a little bit of blue round on here. So I'm just dabbing. I'm not bringing you in close because I'm not going to be doing a huge amount of colouring on this. I want sort of pinky sort of lips, maybe. What have I got? 13, that'll do. So we'll have just in on the lips here. I'm just going to do a little bit of colouring on here. I'm just literally dotting it because I don't want it to be overly bright. Okay, so that's the, maybe just take it out into the corner a little bit. Okay, so she's got pink lips, and then I want a skin tone, so probably a 135 or a 131. Have I got 131? I don't think. Oh yes, I've got a little bit of 131, which is very pale. Let's see about doing that one, and then we'll add some more colour in on there. So I'm going to take it with the chisel point and just see if I can get some of that in. So what I want to do is to just take that through. I can just get some colour in. I do like this image. I think it's beautiful because it's really three-dimensional, because it's got all the little dots in it. It makes it look realistic. Now, I stamp it out with, as I've said before, with VersaFine. And VersaFine is obviously you have to wait for it to completely dry if you're going to use alcohol inks over the top, because otherwise it will smudge. But I've stamped this a long time before, 28 is what I want, and so I have given it time to dry. Now I just want some just a little bit of sort of maybe like pink in here, in on the cheeks, maybe a little bit up on the eyebrows here, to just give a little bit more colour coming through. I think that works quite nicely. I think that's probably about right in there. So I love that. If I put it onto my card, you can see how you've got that colour coming through, and I didn't want it too bright, I just wanted enough of it. Now I've got these wings, so what I thought I'd do is, if I can get this up, I thought I'd put that on there and then maybe have one coming in sort of up like this, as far out as I can sort of get it. Maybe I'll have that right down at the bottom, and or maybe in the middle. I'm just sort of moving the pieces in so I can just sort of take that. I quite like that in that way. And then maybe if I take this across, that might give me a little bit of something. Maybe, we'll see. I definitely want two of the wings in. So what colour are we going to do the wings? The angel wings, I could do them in, I might do them in, do I do them in brown, do I do them in blue, do I do them in pink, do I do them, I think probably blue. What colour did I do those eyes? That was 68, wasn't it? That's quite nice. Do I do blue angel wings, or do I? I'm dithering now, aren't I? I'm trying to work out what colour I'm going to do these wings in. I think I'm going to do them in the blue, and we'll just see how that comes out. So I'm just going to take them across like this in the blue. It's quite a bright one here, so I can just literally go. I've cut them out, so I can just go right the way round on here. Just going to put this in. So that's one. Let's do the other one. So that's going to be my base, and what I might do is to add a little bit of sponging that will give a slightly different sort of hue on there. That's okay. I need to just let me have a look and see. I've got I want to do a bit of brown on there, and I think I want to add a little bit of pink on there as well. So I'm just going to move my pens out of the way for a second. Let's get some pink and some blue, because I really like oh, we've got blue on there, haven't we? So I've got pink and brown on there will work. So let's take a bit of the pink, and I'm just going to add some in on here to just take, that's nice, just taking the colour. Let's take that out of the way so you can see a bit more. So I'm just taking that just out a little bit, because I want to just tone that blue down a bit. And you can, it's one of the nice things, you can mix things together. So I can sponge over what I've done with the alcohol markers, and I can then just take it down. I want to have crumb cake, I think, because that's going to be darker. So let me just hopefully not touch my screen, get a little bit of the crumb cake down on here, and let's see how that's going to work, because I think that will just give a little bit of darker on there. So I'm just adding some little bits in here and there, so we got this sort of more of a tonal effect on it rather than just being one colour. So let's take this, and I want the angel's wings to just be coming out at the side like that. That's quite nice. I quite like that. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to try and add, I've got some of their stencils out which I really like, so let's see which ones I want to work with. I've got ones which are numbers and letters, I've got ones which are flowers, and I don't know quite, I think maybe the letters might work quite nicely. Let's take this one. Sorry, I've got to get it out. So I'm going to use the letters. I've also got these ones which, oops, take those out. I think there's, I can't see whether there's one or two on here. I think there's two, isn't there? Yes. And I've got that, which is like a chain. I don't think I want the chain. So I think I might have some of these. Those are quite nice as well, aren't they? Because they're like lattice in on there. But I quite want to have the lettering going up at the top. So I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I want it to be, I'm going to stick this one on first, because I'm going to work over the top of it so that it looks as if it's supposed to be in there. So give me 2 seconds. I've got to grab my glue off my table, which I always end up putting it on here. Right, let's get that on. You see, it looks quite, it's different. I don't know whether any of you have what we call New Year's resolutions and things, but if I had one, mine is to try different things. So I'm trying to go through from, you know, doing what I've always done and trying to do something different. Now I'm just going to, I need to glue the other ones as well, actually, don't I? Because I want to make sure that these are in first and nice and sort of flat in there. So if we have one, because I want it to come, I'm just going to lay it on there at the moment. I want it to come right up to there. Let's take this one and put that on the other side. Like that. So I want that again right up against the side and about the same sort of angle, because I want it to try and get out as far as I can. And then this one is going to go in like that. Is that how I want it? Yes. Okay, so I'm putting that down. So you've got the sort of the wings coming out at the side, and you've got that coming through there. Now what I want, I might have to put some roses or something on there, I'm not too sure, but I want to do the letters and things over the top on here. So let me take my, I need to get my inks out again, don't I? So what was I using? Pink, blue, and so that's pink, that's blue, and the other was the crumb cake beige, which I've got out here. Okay, so those three colours, as you know, I like using those colours, they work quite nicely. So I'm going to take the beige one on, oh that's the blue one, isn't it? Let's take the crumb cake one on here. So I'm going to put these, and I want to have some of these letters coming in, just in through on this centerpiece. It's just got to come in through on here. Now, I need to make sure that I don't move that because I haven't taped it down. Let's get some blue. Move those stencils out of the way because they're going to annoy me otherwise. I can bring them back if I need to. So this is my blue one. Like that. And I'm just going to take some blue in on here. Like that. And then we'll have the pink one. Come in on just on the other side a bit, I think. Just put this in here. Whee, did that move? Just a little bit. So I'm just going to take that in on here. Okay, and I'm going to take that out to see. Ah, now you see that's nice. That's sort of coming quite nicely, hasn't it? A little bit in on there. Now, do I take something in? I want to have something different down in on the bottom, I think. So what other one have I wanted to have these ones. I've got these arrows, which I think will work quite well. Let's have a little look and see out of this. So if I put the arrows, so we'll have those coming this way, which is, what colour am I going to do those in? I want to do them in blue actually, don't I? Because then that's going to go with the top part of the wings. So let me just get this in with the blue. And we'll take this one down in on this way. So do I want them to be going this way or going out? I think I want them out, don't I? Okay, so let's take those in from there. So that's going to come out that way. Yes, lovely. So I need to do the opposite, the other side. So that's going to come out that way. And we'll take this one out to here. Like that. Perfect. That's looking really rather good actually. I'm getting quite pleased with that. I think that's working quite nicely. Okay, so what do I want to do now? I want to try and take a bit of a frame on this. So I have, what can I use as a frame? I think I'm going to use the good old Posca pens, but I think I want to use a brighter colour than that. So I don't want to have necessarily a particularly dark one, although I quite like the golds and the yes, I'm going to take, I've got quite a bit of the gold and things in there, so let me just take, I think gold will work nicely with this. It makes it look sort of a little bit more, what should we say, opulent. So let me just take this round on here. And as I say, it's very different, but I quite like that sort of quirky look to it. So let's take this one down here. Oh, it's my thin ones. I don't want my thin ones. I want my fat ones, don't I? I've got two sets of the Poscas in the gold and silver and black and white. And one is a thick nibbed pen, which are these ones. And the others are thin nibbed pens, and when I'm doing the outside I want the thick nibbed pens. When I'm doing splatters and things I want the thin nibbed pens, and if I'm doing, you know, writing or doing anything small I'll use the thin, but for doing round the edges like this I want it in the thick. So let's just go around the edge of here. I'm making it quite a thick border because it needs to be quite a thick border on this. Like that. And then we've got that. That looks nice, doesn't it? How pretty is that? That's really nice. Now I do want to add a little bit of, let's see if, because I've just done this, if I can get some gold splatters on here. I'm not sure that I can on this one because it's getting a bit towards the end. So let me just give it a good old shake and see if I can. No, it won't. So I'm going to have to do my false ones, which are my own little dots coming on here. And I don't want anything on the face, I don't think. I think I just want it in on the sides, just like that, to give it maybe a odd little touch, to just give a little bit of gold sparkle on there. Now what I can do with this one is, and I probably should have done it before it had dried, is I can just take a little bit of gold coming through where the feathers are. So I'm just taking just a little bit, not a huge amount because I don't want it to be overwhelming, but just on a few of them. So I can just take it round. This is the nice thing about having gold as an accent. It just adds that little bit of difference to it, and I think it just trying to do it in little tiny bits so that it's not overly obvious. And then we'll do it on the other side. So I can just take it where the little lines have already been put. So I can just add just a little bit more. Because just by adding that, it just gives a bit of a sparkle. And as I say, these are Posca pens, which I believe that you can get them in any country. So I think you can get them internationally. And they are by, who are they by? Yes, they're by Uni. And they're called Posca, P-O-S-C-A. And I use them, as you know, all the time on things because I just think that they make such a difference. Okay, so I think on this I need to have a, let me see what sort of square card. I think probably a craft card might just make this look really good. So let me just have a look. I've got a few craft cards here. Whoops. Put it on the right way around. But I think just putting that on there like that, I think will look beautiful. Now, I might put some sentiment or something on there. It might even end up being a birthday card for somebody. But I think that that just looks really rather striking. Now, I could put, if I wanted to, I'm not going to, but just as an idea for you, and I might do that in another one, I could put a few little roses up in here. So I could just add, you know, the odd accent of a bright rose in on here. Don't know whether that would add to it or detract from it. See, I don't think it would. If I took too many, I don't think it would work. So maybe just one, possibly. But I don't think so. I think I'm going to put a sentiment across on here. and you'll have to come back for that, because or look at the front screen, because that's what I'll have on there. But that's given me the idea of this with the gold and the angel wings and things, and I really rather like that. As I say, I'm going to put a sentiment running across the top, which you'll be able to see later, but that's it for now. So as always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.